Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for clicking this video. As you can see by the title, it is going to be about the new Morphe Gilded set in gold. So I'm really excited. It came out on the night before Black Friday. Actually, they had kind of an early release date at about 9 p.m. So I jumped right on that and I purchased it. The price was $199.99. Now I did see a lot of people who were kind of commenting on how expensive it was and were kind of freaking out. So I think they did a great thing by actually lowering it to $159.99 when I went on today to just double check what's going on for Cyber Monday. So little bum that I bought the most expensive one, but hey, it's totally worth it. I just got it in the mail today, so I'm super excited. As you can see, these little beauties, they're gorgeous. So I'm going to actually be telling you what brush is what. They are numbered, awesome. They are Y1 through Y22, so it makes it very easy, but I will kind of explain which one is which, so that way hopefully if you find one of your favorites or you can't buy the whole set, maybe you can buy just those couple that you really want to try. As well, at the end of this video, I am going to actually be doing my makeup, which of course you can say is already done, but I will have already recorded doing that for you guys by using, I'm just going to be placing on my foundation, my powder, and my eyeshadow, so everything else will be already done because I just want to kind of give a first review of the few brushes that I'm going to end up using. So hopefully you will stay tuned to see what I think about the brushes actually being used. So if you're interested in seeing all about these new brushes out there, and they are limited edition, ladies, so you want to get on this ASAP. So why I'm trying to get this out to you right away. So please stay tuned and let's jump right into the video. Alright, so I am going to just go each brush one by one, so just that way you can see it up close in person and just explain what it is named. That way you can kind of have an idea, and then later on I will again tell you what I try and what my first impression is of the actual brushes and the product. So I am actually going to be reading from Morphe's little thing because, you know, I don't have them all memorized, let's be real. So it is going to be the Y1 is the precision pointed powder brush. Y2 is the tapered powdered brush. And there is a tiny bit of product on these, you guys, because I did just film my makeup using a couple of them. Y3 is the pro pointed powder. And they all do say the number as well as the name Morphe. They don't, unfortunately, list which one is which on the brush, so you kind of got to remember this. After a while, I'll probably remember. Y4 is the deluxe angled brush. Y5 is the pro tapered blush brush. Y6 is the pro flat buffer. So this one I'm actually going to use for my foundation today to see how that looks. Y7 is the round buffer brush. And Y8 is the mini tapered highlighting contour. I really like this shape of this one. Y9 is the detailed contoured brush. Y10 is the mini detailed contour brush. Y11 is the deluxe pointed contour. Right in them cheeks. Y12 is going to be your pro flat contour. So for those of you who like that really chiseled contour look, this brush is amazing. Amazing, amazing. And Y13, ending the foundation and face brushes, is going to be, last but not least, the Pro Highlighting Fan Brush. Moving on to the eyeshadow brushes now, there are 9 of them. So we're going to go from Y14, which is the Pro Detail Highlight. So this is for that highlight. It kind of reminds me of their M510 brush, which I adore. It's not as fluffy, but I kind of like how precise this is, so I'm excited to try that one. The Y15 is the Deluxe Round Blender. We all can see that. The Y16 is the Deluxe Flux. Y17 is Deluxe Detailed Crease Brush, so that's just for right in that crease area. Y18 is the Tapered Blending Fluff. Yes, yeah, Tapered Blending Fluff. Y19 is Pointed Blender. Y23 is going, no. Y20 is going to be your Pro Round Crease Brush, so it's just the little baby one. Y21 is the Flat Definer Brush, so getting right under that lash line, that bottom lash line is really great for this one, or blending out your top eyeliner. I love that for that one. And then Y22 is Detailed Bullet Crease. We all can see that little doohickey. And last, but of course not least, one of normally our favorites is the Y23, the Pro Angled Liner. I love it. The shape, I love the serious point on this already. I feel like it's just going to kind of kick out that liner perfectly. So those are all of the brushes, and so I just kind of wanted to give you, again, a quick visual look of them. I'm going to just try a few of the brushes out by placing on my foundation and my eyeshadow, as well as contour, highlight, and the whole nine, but leaving my mascara and brows and primers already all done. So if you're interested in seeing how I really feel and how they work with the products, then just keep on watching. Okay, so as I explained before, I am going to just do my foundation and my eyeshadow. I've already done my eyebrows, my mascara, my concealer, and I prepped my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. So to place my foundation, I'm going to be using the Y6 brush, and this is the flat buffer brush. So this is normally the shape I use anyway. So I'm going to just place this on here to see if the product's actually going to stay on top or it's going to drop all the way through. The goal is to actually have it stay on top. And look at that. It's not seeping through, so that's a good sign. So I love the way this brush is actually placing the product. I feel like I'm needing a little bit less product just because it is all going onto my face and the brush is not soaking it up or taking it off. So far, the Y6 is a winner. Morphe, you never let me down. This is from their Elite brand. I know they had a brand of the bristles and it was the Elite, and it got discontinued, so I'm super excited that they did bring this back. But super soft, super thick, and I don't see any bristles that are sticking out or popping off. I know a lot of brushes out there I will try really quickly and already I'll have like a brush on my face, so After that, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier powder and use the Y2 brush, and that's the tapered powdered. Like the Y2, it did place the powder on really well. I could actually tell that it kept the product on the brush rather than flicking it off or really falling all the way through. So again, it placed just the amount that I wanted and needed without being crazy or splotching up anything. So really soft. Again, they're all really soft, so I won't keep repeating that. Next, I'm going to do my bronzer with the Y11 brush, and that is the Deluxe Pointed Contour. And I'm going to just take my Hulu bronzer and chisel out the bronzer cheeks. I do really like the point that they do have here, Deluxe Point Contour. It really does get right into that contour area that we're wanting just for that chiselness. The other brush you could use is the Y12. if you're wanting a little bit more harsh of a contour line, but today I'm just going super natural just to try out the brushes. 5 I am going to use as a Pro Tapered Blush Brush, and I'm just going to jump into my Becca Cosmetics by the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is my go-to palette, and I'm just going to use the blushes here. The blush brushes are always very hard for me. Sometimes they're too big, too small, and I have big cheeks to work with, so I definitely love that this size is just the right amount just for the apples of my cheek. Blending up and fading away, nothing too crazy or too harsh, just to give you like that ruffled pink cheek look, almost to where you want to give that freshness like you're outside in the freezing cold in your cheeks, and a little bit of your nose and chin gets a little bit of that brisk-likeness. So after that, we're going to use the Y14, and that's the Pro Detailed Highlighting. And this is similar to Morphe's M510. That's my favorite brush for highlighting, but this one seems to be a little bit smaller and not as fluffy, so let's see. Okay, so I got the highlight. Really dig that one. I love the precision of it. It's not too big and it's not too fluffy to where it kicks everywhere. It just kind of went exactly where I wanted it. So I am going to jump into my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Y16 brush, and that is the Deluxe Fluff, and I'm going to use my natural Too Faced palette, and I'm going to hop in with this color Heaven and just set that primer that I placed all over my lid. Just all the way from the lash line to the brow. So you can see how that just brightened my eyelid up, and I am just enjoying, I like how big this was to kind of fluff it up. This could also be used as a blending brush as well. I think it's a little too fluffy if you have my heavy lidded eyes or a little smaller eye, because it does start taking over. So use a lighter color when blending with this one. And I am going to take this color Nudie, and I'm going to use the Y15, and that's the Deluxe Round Blender, and I'm just going to pop this into my crease. I like the way the brush is picking up product. It's not really kicking too much off. It is keeping a lot of it on. I do feel, of course, with using this lighter color that it's going to be a little bit more of me building up the color, but it just depends on the colors that you're using. The Tapered Blending Fluff Brush, I feel like this is the flattest one of the fluffier brushes that I could use to kind of pack some color right here on my lid to make that pop a little bit more. I'm going to hop in with the Silk Teddy right here and just pop right there. So for a flat brush, I really do like this one. I think it's almost a little too big, but you can use it as a blending since it is called a blending fluff brush. But I like the other ones a little bit more for blending out and buffing out. So, but this one's good. I'm going to then take the Y22, the Detailed Bullet Crease. Now this is for your crease, so if I was doing a heavier look, I would build this into my crease with a darker color, but instead I'm just going to use this brush for my lower lash line, and I'm going to mix Cashmere Bunny and Sexpresso, so these two right here, and just buff that into my lash line. And the one thing I do want to do next is re-highlight underneath my eyebrow bone, but I'm not really seeing anything, not really seeing a brush that would be great for that, except for maybe the Y21 brush. This is normally used for, as well as buffing out maybe your eyeliner on top and or bottom, but I'm going to just make this work and use it to re-highlight under my eyebrow bone. Alright guys, so that is me just testing out some of the brushes. My first impression is they're awesome. The color are amazing. The fibers on the bristles are soft and thick and incredible. So I really love so far what they've done. And again, I haven't used all of them, and I will in future videos. But if you want to see other videos or more detailed, please let me know in the comment section down below. And hopefully you enjoyed this little preview sneak before getting them, and hopefully you can decide which ones you'd like to try or not try. I do think if you're trying to make this as your first overall set, it is mainly covered through from face to eyes to the whole thing. I feel like there's a couple brushes missing, but you can always use different brushes for other things. It doesn't have to be for exactly what it's meant. Just use whatever you can and create your own style of using the brushes. So great price, great feel. I started hearing a little squeak, but then I realized that this was a little off, so I just popped it back on and now it's secure. It doesn't feel loose. The bristles aren't going to come out very easily. So super happy with this. So thank you all so much for tuning into this video. Leave some love in the comment section box below. If you have bought these, if you wanted to buy them, if you have any other questions or concerns with these brushes, please let me know and I'd be more than happy to answer the best that I can. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all in my next video.